Hello, good morning. Happy Wedding Wednesday to everyone out there today. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I know that depending on where you are, could be sunny, could be raining. I am in Canada currently and it is rainy today, but that's okay. It's not gonna ruin the mood of the day. So, Wedding Wednesday. Last time we spoke, kind of went over some heavy information regarding some of the information that's coming out in the Dominican Republic due to travel warnings over some of the concern regarding some of the deaths that have been reported. Hi, Althea. Thanks for joining us. Today we wanted to do something just a little bit less heavy, something a little bit more fun. So, Destination Dream Weddings, we do monthly and weekly meetings with our clients to help us to make sure that we plan the best event for them, and an event that is actually based on their wedding and their vision and their needs for the day. So it's really important. So why do we do monthly planning sessions? First of all, we're not mind readers. I'd love to say I am. It would be great if I could just open up somebody's mind and look in there and see what was going on, but unfortunately we can't. But we do have a lot of tools that are available to us so that we'll be able to help you to describe or explain your vision better so that we can understand it and make sure that we're on task. We use things like Pinterest, we use file share applications, we have great conversations at length. So the conversations are twofold. Of course, again, it's descriptive. It allows us to understand more about what it is that you're looking for. It also allows us to be able to learn a little bit about your personality. So it's so important that we get to know who you are, because it's those tiny little nuances that often really kind of set the tone and make things special for the day. So that's kind of a super important part. So what do we talk about in planning sessions? Most weddings we work on, they have a timeline. So it's anywhere from 6 months to a year and a half from the first point of contact until the wedding day. So right off the bat, the first things we talk about is a vision, right? What's your vision for the day? Everybody kind of has something in their head. They have an image that they have decided on, typically even before they've contacted us. Not everybody. Some people need help developing that vision, but a lot of people already have at least a small smattering of an idea on what it is that they're looking for. So it allows us, having monthly meetings allows us to be able to set your theme, okay, or help you to develop your theme if you already have something in mind that you're looking toward. It also addresses any important details. So as things progress, we always see things adjusting along the way from maybe what the initial visit or consultation started out as. We ended up having always some additions or some exclusions from that idea. So it's going to change, it's going to morph along the way. The other thing that having monthly meetings is going to do for you is allow you to see what we're working on with regards to your wedding and that we are working on your wedding, okay? We also want you to be present and have a say. It is your wedding. When you hire Destination Dream Weddings, you are hiring us to basically just be your eyes, ears, and hands, so that in your destination, be it Mexico, Canadian Rocky Mountains, or Dominican Republic, we'll be able to get that out there for you and put those ideas to work, and you don't have to worry about trying to find the vendors, trying to find the decor items that you're looking for, all of those components. So that's something that we're going to do for you, okay? We also can answer any important details or questions that have come up, handle any concerns. Hi, Kathy, nice to see you. Hi, other Kathy, Kathy with a Z, Kathy with a K. Nice to see you, thanks for joining us. So how things change. So nothing is ever as it starts, as I said. Sometimes it's similar in a lot of ways, the way that it will look, but it's the tiny details that are going to change. So even things that you may not have thought about, we go over things like making sure your passport and your wedding party, as well as all of your guests, making sure that you mention to them, make sure that they have a chance to look at that passport. It's not going to expire. Most countries do want a person's passport to be valid for a minimum of 6 months after travel. Okay, so that's something that a lot of people don't know about, making sure that your passport is valid. It's not going to be an issue in the country. Some countries now, if your passport is a little bit tattered or has gotten, a little bit of stain on it or wrinkled, some countries are not accepting that. So we have a conversation regarding your passports for yourselves, your wedding party, your guests, making sure that you guys are up to speed and have had a chance to try and get that out to your guests, because they may not have thought about it either. Dog sitters, house sitters, pet sitters, plant sitters. So when you're away, these are little things that get overlooked often. And I've had couples that have said to me, the week before the wedding, we're scrambling, we haven't anybody in place to watch our dog. We didn't even think about that. So we start talking about that right at the very beginning, making sure that we set that up as an expectation and get it off of your to-do list so that you can relax knowing that you are prepared for travel. Those are just some of the tiny little things. Okay. We also do weekly meetings. So with Destination Dream Weddings, from the moment that we agree to work together on your wedding, we do monthly meetings leading up to the month prior to your wedding. That last month, things are moving pretty quick. So we have a lot of quick decisions that have to be made. We have a lot of kind of moving parts at that point in time. So we like to step up the meetings to be about once a week when possible. Now there's times that we've had the weekly meetings and we haven't had a lot to discuss because we're that good and that organized. Everybody's on task and everything is being taken care of. But we want to make sure that we do touch base in case there are some changes that have come down the way or some things have come up. So these meetings can be anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. It depends on how long it needs to be in order to go over everything that you need. So what do we address in the weekly meetings? Things like the day of the wedding expectation. We all know that weddings and events, anything can and will happen. We try to mitigate any issues. We think so far ahead of ourselves, but at the end of the day, life happens and some things change, whether it's somebody falls ill, maybe somebody can't make the trip after all. We've had that happen in the past where we've had an unbalanced number of attendants for the groomsmen and bridesmaids because somebody couldn't make it. We talk about weather. What happens if the weather is inclement on the day of, or so many things that can come up. So the day of expectations. Now we obviously set really high expectations for ourselves. We want to deliver the perfect day. Perfection is perception. So, at the end of the day, if something happens where somebody can't make it, we can adjust. It might not be exactly as you had said in your vision or your start of it, but we can adjust and we can make the day exceptional, even if we have to make those couple of little adjustments. Other things we talk about during the last week, so really, really important, are tips for when you get to your destination. So whether you're coming to Canada, to the Canadian Rocky Mountains, you're going to Mexico, to the Riviera Maya, you're going to the Dominican Republic, there are some things that you may not think about. You're there on vacation. We'd love you to check your brains at the baggage carousel in your town and not have to think. We can do that for you. Unfortunately, that's not a very good idea. Highly dangerous. So please bring your brains with you to any of your destinations, but things you may not think about. So if you're going to a sunny destination, say the tropics, say Mexico or Dominican Republic, the days leading up to the wedding, so say you arrive 3 days prior to the wedding, do your really, really best to try to make sure that you wear a hat, keep your nose covered, your cheeks covered, as well as consider your clothing, right? So if you're a bride and you have a strapless gown and you show up 3 days prior to the wedding and you are out in the sun in, you've got a bathing suit that has straps, those types of things, you are going to have tan lines. So I like to always, just kind of mention that. Try not to sunburn your nose too bad. Yeah, we can Photoshop things, but really at the end of the day, oops, I'm slipping. Really at the end of the day, you have the vacation afterwards to be able to do that. So we really want to try to maximize getting the best out of the wedding day by preparing prior to the wedding day. Don't get completely obliterated alcohol wise the day before the wedding. You're going to be puffy, you're going to be sallow, you may not feel good. So just those little things. Obviously things happen, and we do not want to control your vacation in any way, shape, or form, but we do want to try to minimize the effect of some of that good time prior to the wedding. Okay. Current weather and travel conditions, so that's something else that we can discuss leading up. If you need any change in transportation, if you need transportation we hadn't discussed or you hadn't thought about, weather. So, if it is during hurricane season and we have a storm brewing, those types of things, is your flight going to be delayed? Are you, is there going to be any impact to the wedding? So those are things that we talk about and make sure that we have both got a good plan as to how we're going to go forward, how we're going to make sure that we mitigate any negative situations that may come down the pipe, and then have a plan to handle anything that does come down the pipe, so that we don't have a chance to sit there and stew and go, oh my gosh, what do I do, right? We can say, okay, we talked about this was our plan, and this is what we're gonna do, okay? The other thing is we're always there for you. So our slogan is we are here for you, which means we are local in our territories. We are local in the Dominican Republic. I'm currently in Canada, but we do have people in the Dominican Republic that are local, that are working, and it's one of those situations that we have someone who is living in Mexico. Shannon is living in Mexico, and she is our Mexico specialist, so to speak. Canadian Rocky Mountains, a lot of knowledge, and we are local there as well. So making sure that we just have people in those spots to take care of you, take care of your needs, and handle all of those situations. So that's what the meetings are for. Really straightforward. It's better than a piece of paper. It gives us a chance to learn about you, learn about your situation, your personality, and it just makes it more personal for us. It hopefully makes it more personal for you, and we really, really enjoy having that chance to chat with you and get to know you a little bit better. So thanks for tuning in, everyone that joined us this morning. Hi, Christina. So yeah, thank you so much. Come again next week on Wednesday, and I think hopefully we're going to have Shannon, maybe, if it's going to work out. Shannon was going to do Wedding Wednesday today, but unfortunately she's under the weather, so if everybody could send Shannon a big get well, we'd appreciate that. Have a wonderful day, guys, and we will talk to you soon.